Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Club Scene, the show where we focus on the diversity, the variety clubs at Hunter College. Every episode, club members will come to our studio and tell you all you need to know about their clubs, their history, their mission, and social life here at Hunter. I'm your host, Christina Williams. This week, we have the Hip Hopology Club joining us to represent their club is Ethan Graham and Malika Holder. Good afternoon and welcome to the show, guys.
Afternoon.
Hello, hello.
Thank you for having us.
No, thank you for coming, for reals. So to start us off, can you both just tell us a little bit about your student life here at Hunter and your majors and what you do here at Hunter?
My name is Malika Holder, and this is my 5th year in Hunter. I'm graduating senior.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I joined Hip Hopology back when I was like maybe a junior, and I was under Janice Tomlinson, who also graduated a couple of years ago, and she left the club to me and another Hip Hopology member, and so we just kept the tradition alive with the club. So I've really been involved with the whole dance scene in Hunter College. I'm also a dance major, so it's been a lot. It's kind of like my baby now, too. So.
And Ethan?
Yeah, well, I'm also a dance major, so it's a pretty nice life, but I like getting to, branch outside the dance department as well with the club. I also am a senior. Probably joined this club about a year ago under Malika, and was just learning like all the ropes because like all the people were fresh. We were really just starting from the ground up. But it felt really good to be able to like be a part of something and know like we were still keeping the tradition alive. So yeah, it was a really good experience being able to like have a hand in both worlds.
The club's name is Hip Hopology. Where did the name come from, and can you tell us what you guys exactly do inside the club?
Hip Hopology, just like what ology means, it's just like it's the study of hip hop. And so basically what we do in Hip Hopology as a club, we're teaching hip hop to like Hunter students here for free. Like we know there's a hip hop class that you could pay for, but the hip hop class is like old school foundations, you know? What about what we're doing now? So we take what we're learning now in the hip hop community and teaching it to other people who may not know what's going on or may not just be as skilled in it.
And outside of school, are you guys training as dancers? Can you talk about your dance background?
Me and Malika are both, commercial dancers outside of school. It's a really nice life. As you can see, she got the little crew over there.
Okay.
But it's really it's a really fun world because you get to be a part of different teams outside of school and train with them. But those teams always show up to like the same events and competitions, so it's always just like, oh, you get to support your family when you're there, even if you're like with a different family at the time. So we'll always run into each other at different competitions or whatever. But yeah, we both train outside of school, and we love being able to like acquire knowledge through there to be able to share with our fam here, so that way it's like really fresh and we just feel really connected.
Yeah.
Why is dance such an important part of both of your lives? I mean, can you expand on that?
Dance does something that not a lot of other arts do. It's art through the body. I don't have to speak and to show you what I'm feeling. I can just show you through my body, and it's like taking in what the music is and like becoming the music, and that's what it is for me. Like dance is so important into what I do every day because I'm always like learning through my body, so that way I don't have to speak it, I don't have to use words, especially it's easier for like when you're bilingual and you're tripping up on your words. You just use your body and that works just as fine.
Right.
Yeah.
There's something just like so beautiful about like how dance is literally different every time you do it. And there's literally like no wrong way to dance. And I think it almost feels like therapeutic for the people that, are in hip hopology, and they tell us all the time, like, it could be like their first time dancing, like they just have such a release and like so much fun doing it. And that's like always been like our number one thing is like whatever you do, like we just want you to walk out and just have fun dancing and just like have fun sharing in the experience.
I think that's amazing, and it's really important. So bringing it back to Hip Hopology, the club here at Hunter College, do you guys compete with other schools? It couldn't just be about like learning how to dance hip hop. Do you guys actually go to different competitions?
Hip Hopology is not competing currently.
Okay.
We actually don't have like a really large performance team. We
Okay.
like to just offer the workshops for students to just come in and out, learn something, and then, you know, always have fun with us. It's just a space to have fun and learn. We do have performance opportunities every year, so that way those who do want to like have a hand in like performing with us or trying it out, we'll have our Hip Hopology showcase at the end of the year, and then we'll do a large full show of like different acts, and then Hip Hopology is usually the closing number, so that way they'll have that experience. But we don't usually do competing because we come from a competing world, so we know like that's a lot of stress, and we're like, this is just a fun club. We're not gonna stress you out. Just perform. You know?
Now, speaking of dance, what are some of your favorite dances today? There's so many. What are some of your favorite dance moves? There's so many.
It's so many. I know.
So many. I like styles. I'm not like I have a favorite dance move. I have a go-to grandma move, but
you have to show us your grandma move.
I have a grandma move, but stylistically, I love breakdancing. It's just like, it's a foundational thing. It's like it like was there from the beginning of hip hop culture. So it's like, breaking's my number one, so that's always a go-to for me.
What about you, Ethan?
Oh man, I mean, it's a little different actually for me because I can never get into breaking. I'm too tall for it. For me, like, I've always loved just like watching either people like wave or like crump. So like, you know, stomp the yard basically. Like,
can you show us a little something?
Oh,
in your
man.
chair, just in your chair, just show us
Oh
a little something.
I'm gonna get hit.
Okay. Well, I can show like a fundamental of crump actually.
Sure.
So in crump, there's the heartbeat of crump is like the chest pop. And it's just like, it has to drive your movement all the time. A chest pop is always two parts. It's always out, and you have to always bring it back in. Like, it's always like two parts. So like, whenever you're like doing a combo or whatever, like, you always want to like make sure that it's in like the combo and all that kind of stuff.
See, I'm such a terrible dancer. I can't even do that simple move, so I'm not gonna embarrass myself. But I think that's amazing.
Thank you.
So what are your thoughts on hip hop today in general? For me personally, I feel like hip hop is dead, but I would love to hear your thoughts on hip hop and how it has evolved. What are your thoughts?
I feel like it's always evolving, you know. As new generations come up, it's going to adapt to the new generation, the new ideas that are coming up. Hip hop music is different, a lot different, and the dance had reflected that, and it's not, dancing now is so much more complicated, it's so much more intricate. It's catching all the little beats in every movement or making up your own beat within the music. It's so crazy, and it's like, it's always thinking outside of the box and being creative. And so I feel like hip hop evolved so much from like, this is the moves and this is your foundations, to like, this is the music and this is what it sounds like. This is how we're gonna show it through shapes, you know?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts, Ethan?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. You know, like, hip hop in a form is like, I feel like it was always meant to like evolve from like the current group that, you know, is maintaining it, taking care of it. And especially like the dance, like, it has evolved so much in terms of like the dance and like, you know, what the foundations are, what people want to focus on. But it's like, what I do like is that there are always like those dancers out there that always love to keep the tradition and like to like keep it alive, because you can always go to like certain places and you'll always find someone like trying to teach like what the OGs of the dance really like taught, like whether it was like, you know, how they taught it when they first taught like breaking or when they first taught house. Like, they always have knowledge that they got from, you know, the higher ups. So it's always like, you know, they do try to like respect their tradition and like add their own flavor, which is like super dope, because that just allows it to continue like evolving.
Speaking of the OGs of hip hop, who are some of your biggest inspirations as far as dance goes?
Oh gosh, you want to answer first?
It's like too many to count, but.
Of course. Well, actually, it's funny that she mentioned that. One of my inspirations growing up was always like not the originator, but like one of the biggest pioneers of popping, Mr. Wiggles.
I've heard
Oh
of
gosh.
Mr. Wiggles.
Yeah, his sister actually teaches the hip hop course upstairs in the dance department.
What?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And
Nice.
he had come through to like teach a like surprise workshop, and he's just like, the way that he just goes into like whatever style and just demolishes it. It's just crazy. But I've always like loved that because you know, seeing him, the first time I saw him was when he did a performance on like Sesame Street or something, and it was just like, wow, like there's another skinny Puerto Rican guy out there doing that. Like I can do it. And yeah, he's just always like been like one of the top like inspirations for me, and he's like, you're actually like kind of almost related to him.
Yeah, I'm actually almost related to
Almost
Mr.
related?
Williams.
Tell us more.
My godmother was best friends with his older sister and basically raised the whole family, and so she knows Mr. Wiggles by his first name, his full government. They still talk. The whole family still talks. And so when I was talking to her one day, I was like, yeah, Titi, yeah, my Mr. Wiggles' sister is teaching in Hunter. And she goes, Mr. Wiggles? Who's that? It sounds familiar. And then she got back to me. She's like, you know, I raised that boy. I raised him. And so when he came to New York, like I had the whole family blowing me up. Like, Mr. Wiggles in New York, you have to come meet him. And he's like, he was one of my biggest inspirations, just as like an OG. Yeah. Or like even like when it comes to like female dancers, Janet Jackson's my favorite.
Oh, Janet.
She's
just Rhythm Nation.
Yeah. So it's the hip hop community is so small but so vast. Yes. And so it's like you don't know who knows who, you know, even if they're not dancers. Yeah.
Moving forward to my final question, what's next for the both of you, and where can we find Hip Hopology?
Wow. Well, considering that I'm graduating, I'm leaving Hip Hopology in the hands of Ethan, so it's not his baby. But I will be continuing to dance through Heartbreak Crew and other crews. Hopefully, I will be able to like teach somewhere, or you'll see me in different performances. Heartbreak Crew is always competing. We may be on the new World of Dance dance show that's coming out.
Oh, congratulations. This is a club scene exclusive, guys.
It's just an audition.
Heard it here first.
Okay.
I mean, we didn't get through, but I'm pretty sure you'll see us. It was something else. But you'll definitely see us probably on the show, like when they're doing like audition seasons. You'll see us through there.
Nice. And what about you? What's next for you?
Well, luckily I'm gonna be here. I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. So I am really excited to see like what we can do with Hip Hopology next semester. I'm like excited to see, you know, the population grow. We are also excited to bring in, you know, guest teachers, because that's something that we wanted to do this semester, but like stuff always like kind of came up a little crazy. But that would be exciting because we could bring in, you know, people from the competitions that we are in, some of our teachers, some of our mentors to like teach Hip Hopology. So that would be dope. And I guess like outside of Hip Hopology, just gonna, you know, continue to grow, continue to just like train with people, you know, reach out wherever I can, and see where life takes me.
And for all of our viewers out there who may want to join Hip Hopology next semester, how can they do that?
You can come upstairs to the dance department. We are always open, Thomas Hunter, 6th floor. You'll always just like hear music Saturdays. Just come up about like 12 o'clock and you just hear music blasting, emanating, oozing out of a room. And if it so pleases you, walk into the room and you will learn amazing things.
Now, our non-dancers like myself invited in to come to the club.
Definitely.
You guys can help me.
Yeah. Some of the members that we actually had this semester that were in the performance, like they would walk in and be like, this is my first time like actually dancing ever.
Yeah. Okay.
And they were able to like come and put on like
so
a whole
there is
show.
a way.
There is a way. Yes. There is a way. Yeah.
I think one of our e-board members is actually a ballet dancer. She was classically trained in ballet, and so this is her first year in hip hop. She's doing a phenomenal job, you know. So it's great.
It's good to know that there's hope for me. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure to chat with you guys.
Thank you.
That's our show for today. I'd like to thank our guests, Ethan and Malika from the Hip Hopology Club, for joining us. You can contact us at theclubsceneosa@gmail.com. Our social media links are listed below in the show notes. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm your host, Christina Williams. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you the next time for The Club Scene.